Hello, welcome to Flooded. It's been a long time since I've been sat here talking to you. I'm going to do more of it though. I am in isolation, having just come back from Spain where I was filming for the last few weeks. Before that, I was in Scarborough filming for the last few weeks. And before that, I was in Blackpool filming for the last few weeks. I was doing a show for Channel 5. Anyone who doesn't know, isn't familiar with the channel, when I'm not making videos on Flooded, I am a self-shooting producer-director, we're called. Now, I keep talking about that, I keep referencing it, and I don't know if it's commonly known what's involved in that job. So while I was in Scarborough, I made a little video in the hotel room explaining the role, and that video looks exactly like this. So here's the camera that I've been using. Hasn't got a lens in it at the minute. The lens would go there. But I thought I'm just going to make a few points about it. First of all, you'll see that I have 3 radio mics. This is just a standard G4, Sennheiser G4 radio mic system. And this here is also that, but the middle one and the bottom, that's actually sending, or receiving rather, from a boom mic, which is going into this box here. And also this mic is going into this box here. So that's 4 microphone feeds coming into a camera. If you are doing this job, you're a self-shooting producer-director. I'll put a lens on in a minute. But you're a self-shooting producer-director. You are managing people, directing people in front of you. You're saying, oh, just stand over here, start over here. You're asking questions. You're conducting the editorial, if you like. And you're thinking about the focus, you're thinking about exposure all the time. But there's just other things that you have to think about. First of all, this is on a Vocus shoulder mount system, and this is a very rough piece of pad here. And when it sits on your shoulder, it ain't comfortable. I do have a bruise on my shoulder. I have broken skin. There's no real padding. I probably could get something. The bars are pushing your arms right in like this. And you really want to have your arms out here, I think, because when I am operating this little controller here to press record, and if I wanted to, I could do the zoom, but I haven't set that up. I like using the crash zoom on the lens. Having your arms here is not good. You want to have your arms more out there. You want to have a weight on the back of the camera to balance it. It's always trying to fall down. It's always trying to fall off your shoulder. So you're constantly pushing up all day long, and you will be shooting with this for, well, who knows? If you're doing what I'm doing, observational documentaries, so a lot of it is actuality, so I'm literally filming people doing things and talking to them as they're doing it. You've also got somebody hopefully with you who is capturing all the release forms that have to be signed so that we can put people on the television. And there's a lot to worry about, a lot to think about. So I've got headphones on. I tend to use earbuds because if you wear like a Sennheiser like plastic set of headphones, it bangs against the side of the camera, which this microphone will hear. So I don't like wearing headphones, I like wearing earbuds. One thing I do, which people are going to be very upset with me about, I put the audio levels to auto. I just leave it. And I've been listening to it, and it's loud, but it's okay. It's not distorting. It prevents distortion. The amount of times this is accidentally turned when it's on manual, and I've lost the audio, and it's taken ages to work out, where's the audio gone? Oh, is the battery's dead? No. And it's literally just this dial is turned off because it's on manual. So I've been practicing with it on auto, and it seems to be working for me. So this is heavy. This eyepiece here, it isn't quite, it wants to be further out. You can get kit to make it position further out. It wants to be there, but I have to push my head into the camera to use it. I always use the eyepiece. I very rarely do that. I very rarely look at the monitor like that, like, oh, what's happening? These monitors, don't trust them. It might look overexposed in the monitor, but it might not be. That's another thing. You can't really trust these. This is my favourite, which it's just a long lens, but this is the fast version of this lens. This is everyone's favourite. What is it? The 70 to 200 mil, and it's a 2.8. I think there's a 4 point something version of this. This is a zoom lens, and it does wonders. And even if you're doing interviews indoors, you pop your camera quite far away. You can get some nice interviews with this as well. But it's very heavy. And now that weight is sitting on the camera. All that weight is sitting on there, so it's just extra weight on the camera. It's a heavy rig. Another lens here is this one. Let's see what this one is. This is the 82mm 16 to 30. This is a 16 to 35 lens, which is a very wide angle lens, which I really haven't used very much. I would use that for if I had to do exterior GV or something, or indoors for a property show where it's just like a very small space and you want to capture as much of it as possible. And this is your workhorse sort of documentary obs doc lens, 24 to 105. I think there's also a 35 to 70. 35 to 70 is another one that I use. So this is a great lens. I've been using this all the time and I've been very, very happy with it. I've also got a couple of boosters on the rig, and also EF converters as well, so that these lenses fit. Lenses are very expensive. Not sure how much these two bad boys would cost, but I do know that this one's a few grand, so be aware of that when you are handling it. We treat these like lenses are treated like they are, I don't know, works of art. We really are careful with the lenses. This job, just to finish, as a self-shooting producer director, it should be legal in a way. There's no real body that is in existence to check that what we're doing is completely safe. And I'm not always convinced that we are very safe when we're working, because we're not constantly aware of a spatial space around us. As much as we can be trained to and be told to be that, you just aren't. You're constantly distracted by the technicalities of the camera, exposure, making sure it's recording, the fact that you need to change your discs every now and then, you're listening to the audio and making sure all the audio channels are working okay, plus you're focusing all the time on the editorial coming from your contributors, who are, by the way, constantly demanding your attention and needing you to give them direction and feel valued. So you're always chirpy, even though your life could be falling apart and your camera could be broken. So it's a tricky job. Life doing this is it's hotel rooms. You film all day as a self-shooting producer director, and then you'll come back to your hotel. I'm in a Premier Inn here, which is quite lucky. Sometimes you'll be put up in a B&B. And you put all your batteries on charge. You charge your batteries through the night. Sometimes you have to set your alarm to wake up to put the next set of batteries on charge. The camera kits usually come with one charger, which only charges one battery at a time. I'm lucky, I've got two chargers here because the other PD is signed off and I've got a little bit of his kit, I think. So there's that you have to do. Then I have to type up my notes about what I've shot that day, and I fire them over through WhatsApp to the assistant producer, who is hopefully in another hotel room doing all the data wrangling, taking the cards out of the camera and backing up all the footage onto 2 hard drives. So that person's still working for another couple of hours after we've finished shooting. And it never really stops. If you are a self-shooting PD, when you put the camera away in the back of the car, that's not the end of your shoot. You've got to offload the car, everything has to come up. You can't leave anything in the car at all. Everything has to come up to your room. And then there's the battery charging and there's the note taking. And eventually, after a couple of hours, you might find, oh, you've got time to chill out. But by then you're looking at maybe 10 o'clock at night. And then you're usually up at like 7 o'clock the next morning to get cracking on the next day's filming. The biggest tip I would give to somebody who is becoming a PD is don't press the red record button until you've got the shot you want. That's something I still do to this day, a mistake I still make to this day. I'll feel something's about to happen and I'll press record. And I do that deliberately because even if I'm recording the audio, I've got something of value. So something might be happening and I'll just slam it to record even though I'm not focused up yet, I've not got the shot yet, but I've started recording the audio because they can be using other shots. They can be using the audio and using other shots. So that's a habit I've got into, but I'm kind of like trying to drift away from that because I don't know if it gives you a good reputation. I don't know if people fully understand that's why you're doing it, but it just looks like you don't know what you're doing when you look at it in the edit. And the edit is the other thing. I don't go to edit, so I don't see my footage being edited. I very rarely see it after it's been broadcast too, because I don't watch TV. I often don't know the shows that I'm applying to work on. Anyway, that's a long, rambling guide through being a self-shooting producer director and what it's actually really like. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. Well, don't I look very different to what you saw in a bit more groomed, a little bit more cared for, fighting the weight and winning. Looking forward to Christmas this year. I hope you are too. And I'm super excited about things that have been happening. I've got lots of plans for the new year. I'm glad that the channel's growing and that you're giving us support, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to sort out the Patreon and sort out all the different things that I need to sort out, and try and set up some courses as well for this job of making television programs. Plus, I want to sort of try and make this a little hub for places to come to for reviews of films or talk about films or news stories around films. That's what I want this flooded space to be, because that's what I'm into. I don't have an opinion on everything. I'm going to try and keep politics out and make it a safe space for everybody to not feel that they are being assaulted by my opinions on things that they fundamentally believe. So make this a nice place for you to be. What do you think of the glasses? These are my original glasses so I can see when I drive, and I just found them the other day, and the world looks in focus, more in focus when I wear them, so I'm going to keep it up. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the bits that need to be done, and stay tuned because I've got a bunch more stuff coming up and stuff going over on my Craig Duncan channel. There'll be links down in the description because I've been wandering around and making lots of little videos. So if you want to go and find those out, go and find them on there. Thanks again for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I look forward to chatting you down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.